Time. That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.,
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes,
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
and Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Rory McIlroy, once again, doubles up wearing a green jacket for the second straight year. And the year's first major is in the books. Welcome into XL Primetime on Wakama Beer Company Monday, where we'll definitely recount the events over the weekend, including what happened Saturday when Rory McIlroy started with a 6-shot lead, the largest 36-hole advantage ever at Augusta, and then he blows it and puts himself and the rest of the pack all tangled at 54 holes going Sunday, and it was anybody's ball game. At one point, it could have been a 5-way tie for the lead late yesterday, but he ends up winning by a shot. So we got plenty to get into. Big Sirs, you said you even got the treat of sitting back and watching. And look, there's, like, as we do our little thread on XL Primetime, just chatting back and forth, Matt and JJ, me and you all getting in. I was hoping that you were just going to say, hey, this is one I'm going to sit back, I'm going to watch, I'm going to soak it up, I'm going to take it all in.
Oh, well, that's what I did. Initially, I was supposed to go take my daughter to the Iceman game, but which, by the way, Matt said is phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal.
He went. He took his.
Well, I know the owner.
Yeah.
I know the owner of the Iceman, and I asked him for some tickets.
Yeah.
But then I said to myself that the Masters was getting so good on Sunday. I said, I got to stay and watch. And I said, asked my daughter, her name is Malika. I said, Malika, you don't mind if Daddy stays home and watches the Masters? He said, oh, yeah, that's your
Bro, you
job.
got to multitask. That's all, man.
Well, listen, I'm not like you. You're the journalist.
I'm on the phone,
See, I figured.
watching. I'm in the rink, enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
And
Just like-
texting.
And
You're
texting.
watching,
Exactly.
texting, and at the
Right.
game.
I'm asking
I'm
myself,
sure
how
your
you
girl
do-
loved that.
Yeah, I'm sure all the attention you spent with her.
So,
So when I'm watching it, right? So first of all, Rory was a machine.
Yeah.
All right, even JJ, he was a machine on Saturday. I mean, he was destroying. He like the Terminator.
Saturday, actually, no.
Yeah,
Friday,
Friday he was a
yes.
machine.
When he just
Saturday
went-
He went
was
savage
classic
on
Rory.
Friday.
He
Yeah.
assaulted the record books up by 6 shots.
And it was a
12,
part of-
12 under total.
And there was a part of me that wanted to see history, right?
Mhm.
But then, just like that Michael Myers Halloween movie, Scheffler was lurking.
Yeah, he was.
He was lurking. I mean, you know, when you watch that Halloween movie, you look in the curtain, Michael Myers is in the street, and you close the curtain, look back, he's gone.
bro,
Yeah.
but
You don't
for
have
that,
to feel or see
Hey.
him. You could just feel
And
him.
you
Not
can
only
feel
that,
his
because
presence.
CBS wasn't showing us him.
right?
Yes.
But for that, just barely missed putt.
Yeah.
Would've
That's
been a
17.
Oh, yeah, 17.
Would have
yeah.
been a playoff.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, we got to remember this. There was not a single birdie made at 17. So there's a reason why those putts weren't falling. It was just this little subtle break that they didn't see. And Scotty almost dropped it in the cup. And then he was a little offline with his tee shot at 18. And so it served up
So
the
close.
possibility.
Gosh, so
but
close.
I think we have to realize in a lot of major championships, players wilt. It is such a huge stage, and it's so difficult, A, just to win a golf tournament, B, to win a major on Sunday, this setting, that type of stuff. And there were all these guys. Terrell Hatton was on a tear. Birdie, 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 birdie. Scotty, same exact thing. Just look at some of the dudes that were dropping in putt after putt after putt on the back
Rose,
nine.
for a while, we thought Rose. I
Yeah.
mean, Rose had a 2-shot lead at one point, I believe.
Yeah, he went to 12 under. They were all sitting at 10 under par. And then he, I want to say at the very least, one of the worst shots was
Yeah.
over the tee shot over the back of 12, which is amen corner. And we know it's gotten a lot of guys before, but it was okay if he hits his tee shot over the back of 12, just as long as your second shot puts you in par range. Well, he duffs the chip.
Yep.
And it barely advanced. And at that point, he had already hit a couple of other poor shots, but then it really unraveled. And it could do that to you in a heartbeat.
Part of me felt good about the duff
Yeah.
because that's what I do.
Oh,
So
well,
part of me
I
was
think
like-
most people at that very moment did the same thing you just
Yeah,
said.
been there.
Holy crap.
There was a few of those shots.
Yeah.
Hao Tong Lee had about 12 of those shots. Which, by the way, people are blaming him for Scotty not finishing a strong round
Yeah, you need a good-
yesterday because he shot an 80. And I think so. That's probably around 15 shots worse than Scotty. There was
No one
like
was pressing him.
yeah, there was a 10-minute stretch where Scotty could not, or where Hao Tong Lee couldn't even find his ball. So Scotty walked to the green twice.
Yeah, that's honestly, it
And
really
throws
is.
you off, man.
It's hugely burdensome for a player to have to see another guy when you're trying to stay in your moment and shot for shot, think of everything you need to think of, and then have this other guy just ham and egging it. Now, look, I know in any tournament, they're like, my God, Joe, would you just please pick your ball up? Okay. But in this case, Lee had played well for same thing, good 36 holes, and then he started to.
Yeah, there was a reason why he was paired up with Scheffler.
Exactly.
He had a great week.
Came on Friday and Saturday and put himself in a great spot. And then, so when you have that guy or the slow player guy, which will drive you crazy because you want to keep the pace and the feel and the flow going. Well, anyway, it ended up hosing Scotty. Now, Scotty still made a lot of great shots down the stretch.
Oh, yeah.
And we shouldn't ignore the fact that Rory gave up every bit of advantage that he had gained on Saturday. He had the biggest lead ever at the halfway point at Augusta, and then just absolutely he shot 73-71 on the weekend. You should not win a major championship shooting 73-71, which is even par over 36 holes. Yet, you know what it is, Leon? If you think about it, you've been in games where you've had a quick start, and in the first 30 minutes of ball game, you basically closed out your opponent. You scored enough and you stopped them enough. And then the second half, you just either you coast or you hang on. Basically, he hung on.
Yeah,
That's what he did.
Yeah, you get lulled to sleep by your competition, especially if you jump on, like you say, at 14 points, something like that. Then all of a sudden, you go into halftime feeling pretty good about yourself. Next thing you know, you come out third quarter, it's a tie game.
Yeah.
It's a tie game. Now you got a fist fight in the fourth to make sure you come away with the win. I've been in those situations all the time as a professional.
And so that's how you view it, because he had built such an advantage up. You can't help it, I think, at some point go, oh, my gosh, I finally figured this out. The Rubik's Cube that I could never figure out, I finally conquered it a year ago, and now I got this. Look how unbelievably in control of my game I am, and how I have just jetted past all these other cats with a 6-shot advantage. Well, then they started to get to him, and then you had all the other storylines. But in the end, you have to give him credit for what he did down the stretch. Before a bogey at 18, he was 2 under at the most crucial stretch coming down. And the
he
other guys
also knew he
theirs.
could bogey at 18.
Yeah.
That's why it's
That's
a
huge.
different ball game. Like people will say, you know, I was even saying earlier, imagine if Scotty hits that putt on 17, like what would a playoff look like with those two and everything. But you have to think Rory would have played completely different, knowing that Scotty would have been at 12 under.
Yeah, 2-shot advantage.
So he played even for the weekend, basically.
Yeah,
Is that right?
73-71.
Yeah.
And so
Meanwhile, while everyone else was going so low.
Right.
Like Saturday, they made the course so, hey, we're going to make it so everyone's going to have an opportunity to get back in this.
They love
because
it.
this is going to be boring if it's not. You know, I was listening to 1010XL on Saturday. It was probably around like 11 a.m. And they had a national show on. And the guy goes, you know, this is before Saturday's round even started. He goes, you know, it's kind of disappointing that we're not going to have a close finish on Sunday. I'm just like, you guys, this is
So many people do
early.
it,
There's so much golf left.
Yeah.
So how are they able to do that as far as, I mean, there's a pin placement?
Yeah,
Do they
a
wet
lot
the,
of it
the
goes
green?
into-
They wet the green.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So you can figure out how. And by the way, these greens were dry and baked out. Okay, I don't think I've seen too much
Thursday
brown.
was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen too much brown at Augusta. I see blooms and I see green, just lush green conditions, fairways, greens, everything. And they were baking them out. And they have the sub-air system so they can figure out what they want to do and how they want to affect the speed of the greens. And they still can go out there and they were barely keeping them alive, basically, at that point. And they were rolling fast. And we saw how some of the other guys obviously could not control shots into the green. But in the end, Rory was able to do what he needed to do when he needed it most. And he almost saw a ball at 15 go back into Race Creek. He was so close to seeing that slide back down. It was a poor wedge shot into that green, but it still grabbed and held. So in the end, all you do is what you need to do to make sure you win it, right?
Yeah,
You
surviving
hang
the
on.
van.
Big shout out to the Players Champ, who almost 3 years
Cameron,
in a row, we
yeah.
almost had a Players Champion go on to win the Masters. I don't know how the Players feels about that, but to me, that's
I think
like
they love it.
Okay, I was about to say that should be something they should take
yeah.
pride in.
Yeah, because I think it's emblematic of a great player. If you have a
course,
player's
yeah.
trophy and a green jacket in the same year, and like JJ just said, Scotty in 24. He was the first back-to-back winner here at TPC Sawgrass in winning both players in 23 and 24. Then he goes to Augusta and wins his second green jacket. So he was a double up, and you can call them major events, but whatever. He wins the players and the Masters. And then Rory does the same thing a season ago. Cameron Young was so close to doing that. He played his rear end
Going
off.
into Sunday, what did you guys think? I mean, like Rory had blown the lead. Were they were tied, right? Maybe 11 under tied, him and Young going into Sunday. Like, did you think
I thought
Rory
all along,
was going to win?
I thought all along Scotty was coming back and winning the thing.
I
didn't
thought,
start
well
to think that
Rose was gonna
until
win it. Yeah.
me too. I didn't start to think Scotty had a chance until like his round on Sunday really started going.
Honestly,
and you were like, "Whoa, this guy is hitting every single green right
take a
there."
look at that scorecard. That's when you realize, okay, here because he started Saturday 12 shots back.
Yeah, which would have been just a phenomenal
And I think
for the ages comeback for that tournament.
I've got some numbers here, and I'll find it, but we're talking. It has not happened where a guy had been able to come from 12 back and put himself in position, which is obviously what Scotty Scheffler did. Here it is. He entered the weekend looking to mount the largest comeback from 36 holes to win a professional major. That's how close he was. Not just Augusta, a professional major. And so, yeah, he was, and he straightened out his game on the biggest stage
in the middle of the tournament.
Yes.
By the way, did you
he
hear?
was struggling, man.
Yeah.
I got to play this audio, but the question he was asked after his monster round
was so
on
fun.
Saturday, here it is.
Scotty, that was a 65 today. What did it feel like it could have or should have been? That's just a terrible question. Next question.
So just to kind of give you the context,
And he's not that guy either.
Yeah.
Was that Fergie? That wasn't Fergie.
it was
Rappaport.
It was
something.
no Jason Sobel.
Okay.
It was Jason Sobel, who's with Sirius XM. He might be with the Athletic. He's been around ESPN and a bunch of other
Kind of
places.
sounded like Fergie. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
So
it
it
wasn't.
was on Dan Rappaport's Twitter if you want to find it.
So it was Sobel who asked the question, and honestly, he is embedded in golf. He is like Dan Rappaport or any of these other guys. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
I once stole
follow on Twitter.
Yeah, I once stole his credential at the World Golf Hall of Fame, and he knows it, and I admitted to it. But anyway,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, exactly. So I know Sobel, and so anyway, Scotty starts off with that's just a terrible question, and then he actually answers what Sobel was asking him. He just didn't maybe phrase it the right way,
Right.
because he said, "Was there a better number? Was there a better round in that whatever he shot?" And he was just wanting him to say, "Hell yeah!" Anyway, he goes on about a minute and a half. And he goes, "I can't believe I'm answering your dumb question, but that actually is the answer you're looking for. I think it could
So
have
he
been
made
less."
Some
up
shots on the
for it.
course
Yeah,
is what he's
yeah.
saying.
So he sort of like apologized to him.
It was it was
guess.
funny. It really was. It was lighthearted, like you said. That's just not Scotty. That's not what he does. And then in the end, and then Sobel's like tries to get another question. He goes, "No, I've already answered one of your dumb questions," and he just laughed it off. He was having fun with it. So, but just,
I mean, imagine if it would have been Scotty and Rory in a playoff to win the Masters, though.
yes,
I mean, that would have been spectacular TV.
yeah. And so think of what he did.
I think Rory would have crumbled.
Oh yeah,
I
we all think that.
mentally. Yeah, mentally.
And I'm guys know I'm a Rory fan, so I'm probably willing to take the other side on that, because when he needed to step up, that stretch on this golf course where he needed to step up and others did not, he stepped up. And when he needed to step up last year, he stepped up.
I agree. But that's him battling himself.
Yeah.
If he had to do that against Scotty,
Scotty.
That's a great point.
Scotty's standing right next
That's
to
him
you.
battling his own demons, but if he's got Scotty right next to him.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
He's got Scotty on his
And
hip. I don't see
Scotty
that.
had nothing to lose, you know, for being back so far. And he would just think like, man, am I going to blow this one?
Well, it's so funny. This is probably a little unfair to say this about Scotty, but Scotty's world number one. If it were world number one Tiger Woods, would Rory have been able to hang on? No. Okay,
No.
that's a
That's
different deal.
different.
And so that's
Right, well,
really
I'm not sure, like, God himself would
right.
hang on.
But I mean, that's my point. Is that he like Scotty
Jesus
doesn't
comes down today, Joe, and is playing Tiger in the last round of the Masters.
Scotty
I'm
does
not
not
sure
make
that
you
happens.
quake in your boots the way Tiger once did. That's the only reason I bring that up. And I'll give you the numbers just to kind of remind you of what Rory has done and how he was able to just kind of fight his way through it last year and this year. All right, so you guys let us know, 641-1010, how you enjoyed the Masters. What was the swing point for you as far as Rory winning? Who else were you rooting for? Jump in on all that. A Mocama Beer Company Monday. You can head on up to beautiful Fernandina Beach. If you're doing one of those little staycations, make sure you hop in. to the tap room right there on South 8th Street. You'll enjoy that delicious craft. Nassau County knows all about it, and you can definitely check it out. Mokama Beer Company.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Mike Dempsey.
Bigger, stronger, and a lot meaner than you. Plus,
He gives you everything you need to know about your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome to the jungle, tough guy.
10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
you don't know what's out there. When you're injured, you need more than legal advice. You need someone who truly cares. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, I take pride in what we do. You're never just another case. We take the time to listen, guide you through the process, and fight for your recovery every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing unless we win. Zip, nada, nothing. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion Law.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
If you can't wait for kickoff, tip-off, or the first pitch, get your Gator fix anytime with a Gator podcast channel. Exclusive Florida Gator content from 1010XL. Set up by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th.
It's the event everyone waits for. Now at Beard's Diamonds. Buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. Save up to $10,000. Beard's has case after case of designer bands for men and women. White gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, and platinum. Buy his, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't do this, but Beard's can. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Now through April 19th. Beard's Diamonds, your local jeweler at St. John's Town Center.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
New year, new course.
Mind if I play through?
The Coastal Equipment Guggen Open at the Golf Club of Southampton, April 27th. For a chance for you and a partner to play, text Guggen to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Enjoy a Chick-fil-A breakfast and lunch from Dandy Foods. Chip and putt to win a Bernie grill from Stonecore. Pick up sunscreen products from Beaches Dermatology. Thanks to our sponsors, Lucas Tree Service, Instant Keys, Standard Insurance, and Harbor Dental Care.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Quick in the second half.
That's not a good line. How about this? Oh, yes! The roars of Augusta, alive and well for Rory McIlroy.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Play-by-play man Andrew Catalan. You used to hear him really only on Jaguar highlights, but he was part of Augusta's coverage, CBS Sports, and talking about Rory on Friday when he did go on a tear. In his 18th start at Augusta, second longest to come back as a repeat champ, and what he was able to do to set himself up and then hang on, it still should be viewed as he did whatever he needed in 4 days to win his second green jacket, back-to-back wins for him after being denied a green jacket for so long. So I was looking for this one post, and this kind of gives you an idea, fellas, of just how much he's good enough to dig holes for himself, fall into those holes, and then claw his way back out. He's done it now 2 years running because, like we said, he had a 6-shot lead going into the weekend, never had a bigger margin at Augusta. He led by a half dozen, lost all of it, and then was still good enough to figure out a way after a double bogey early in his game. He 3-putted at 4, lost the lead, was trailing by 2 shots at one point, and was able to come back. So this is from last year. Things we've all forgotten about the 2025 Masters. Rory made 4 doubles. Bryson shot 75 on Sunday. Ballister peed in the creek. Zach Johnson finished top 10.
Peed in the creek.
Yeah. Johnson finished top 10. Rory shot 66-66 in his middle 36. Friday and Saturday, which was 12 under. And honestly, all those things that you forgot, but more than anything else, he made 4 doubles last year.
Was it 4?
Oh, that's what one of our dudes is
I
saying.
thought it was 2.
Yeah, 4 doubles and
Okay, I'll look. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so he had to endure a lot.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing about golf is that only person you can blame is yourself.
Yeah,
you got to pull yourself up if you get down. In other sports, football, basketball, whatever, you depend much on your teammates, pulling it together.
Exactly.
But in golf, it's on you, bro.
Oh, yeah. And there was a point.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but there was just a point where he was just losing his way. And that's what you're saying. Like, you're sitting there going, what am I doing?
Yeah. Think about the conversations that you're having with yourself. Because you are speaking to yourself, believe it or not. Because, I mean, when stuff goes wrong, only person you got to speak to is you.
Right, exactly.
I mean, your cat is there.
Yeah.
But how much can he do?
Well, it's so funny. He's had one of the longest running caddy relationships and also one of the great names, Harry Diamond. It's a buddy that he grew up with, and he never, ever looks at Harry like for advice or anything. Harry's just like this cool, chill, calming influence because they grew up together. Whereas you got other guys that are firing caddies left and right because they're not giving him the right club or the right read or whatever. So it is, like you're saying, exclusively on Rory.
Yeah.
He's the dude. And so last year, he obviously was able to come through that, did not execute with his first tee shot at 18 last year, went into the playoff, and then just drilled a beautiful laced liner right up the middle of the fairway, knocked it to whatever it was, 6-7 feet.
On 12. On 12?
Yeah, no, this was last year when he went to the playoff.
This was last year. He made a shot the hell on 12.
Exactly.
12.
If you go to that shot at 12 this year, that's the one they'll be talking about. That tee shot at Amen Corner when a lot of other rounds have been lost, championships have been given away. Jordan Spieth can obviously talk about that.
I got to be honest, I thought he was going to hook one there.
Yeah. It looks like it's a fairly benign hole, and it is not easy. And the green is running away from you. And anyway, he lands it on the right side. It takes one good hop to the cup, and then he holds the putt.
So you know what the talk is going to be next year this time. Can you three-peat?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Pressure. They just keep adding it.
Exactly. Let them enjoy it. That's all. They're talking about that now. Can he do it again next year?
Exactly. Bobby Bowden, he had the great quote. You know what the big one is? It's the one you haven't won yet.
You haven't won.
That's it.
What do you make, 4.2 for that?
4.5. Yeah. Yeah, 4.5. And we'll go through the purses.
Which you would never know from the broadcast because they're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, they don't advertise.
They're not allowed to talk about anything money related. Also, you're not, which I didn't know this, but then when I started watching this weekend, I'm like, oh yeah, they never give the putting distance. That's like very frowned upon, except one of the last holes they gave Rory's putting. It was like a 14-footer, and I couldn't believe it. It was the first time I heard it all weekend. I don't know why. Joe, explain that to me.
It does not make any sense.
Why does Augusta not want you to give the putting distance?
I honestly do not have a good answer for it. And like you just said, it does not make any sense. One of the greatest things you can do is
Wait, so that's true. They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't like graphics-wise. If you go watch RBC Heritage this week.
But they can talk with this. No graphics.
No.
They just don't mention it.
They don't mention it.
And
They'll say like a short, long. They'll be very vague about distance.
And if he makes this putt?
No. We're saying they'll never say like
is that what they say?
They'll never be like he's lining up a 15-footer. They'll never say that.
Yeah, and graphics-wise, just watch RBC Heritage. And now there's more betting that's been brought into the sport of golf.
Right.
But ShotLink is just an unbelievable. Maybe it's because of ShotLink and that's a PGA Tour thing, and they don't want to. Who knows? I really don't know the answer.
Maybe
to
they
it.
just want to keep it as simple as possible on the broadcast.
That could be Augusta.
I was also very disappointed in the amount of commercial breaks, man.
Well, down the stretch, they normally say back nine. They
Oh, you mean second nine?
Yeah.
Another screw up by you, because when you're broadcasting the Masters, Matt, it's not the front or the back nine; it's the first and the second nine.
Yeah. But what's so funny is the tournament doesn't start until the back nine on Sunday. They just
do they say that?
Yeah, they don't say it.
Have those guys, have those guys
That's
ever
the way
got
it's always been said.
Out of their Augusta bubble? You think?
Never.
Yeah.
You know, like if they ever get off that little plantation and get to the real Augusta, not such a nice place.
Well, that's why you stay on the ground.
It's like if you were to go to a lot of cities, you could find the nice area of the city versus some of the other ones. But,
also, they just started calling it bunkers.
Like, no offense
They
to
used
Augusta,
to
by
not
the way.
ever call them bunkers. They were sand traps.
Yeah. Sand hazards.
Or whatever.
It is. There is a language. There was another tournament. No, actually, I take that back. It was an island that gave you a directive of phrases that you could use.
An island.
And I'll look it up and then give it to you in just a little bit. But
Am I missing a joke? Is it going completely over my head?
Something too. Like, so you mean like an island where you go to
where
vacation.
you go to visit?
Yeah, like a tourism kind of like
Belize or something
issue. Yeah. So it's a PGA Tour event, but basically they give you
an event.
When you are doing that,
I just thought you meant in general.
When you get off
I
the
thought you.
plane.
What are you talking about? If I go to St. Martin, this is going to happen?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the best way to say it. There's an island that says say this, not that.
Okay.
Which
that makes more sense probably from like a tourism reason.
But it's still kind of bananas.
Very.
It's not
very bananas.
Bikini wax or anything like that, like Gary McCord, but they did give you a list of things.
I also heard that the number or the average patron, because of course it's paid, the average patron spends about $1,000 per person at the gift shop. Every single person that walks onto the grounds of Augusta spends on average $1,000 at the gift shop.
Which makes you wonder what the high spends.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's spending $1,000.
Well, so TLD and I, the lovely Diane, we were talking about this, and we were at Sunset Grill Friday night. We're just talking about it, and I showed the tweet to one of our dudes there that Augusta makes $10 million a day at the merch shop.
Pretty good.
That's
And they're only open 8 days a year.
Yeah, that's why they don't mind giving up.
How many hours a day are they open?
Those pimento cheese.
12, maybe?
Yeah, I think I have it. Anyway, here it is. This is from Front Office Sports. They are expected to make $70 million in merch.
But to finish off your point, that's why they can afford to give away a $1.50 pimento cheese sandwich.
I'll take that pimento cheese for $2.50. $10 million a day, $1 million per hour, 16,000 every minute, $277 every second.
So, but let me say this: it's safe to say a majority of the patrons at the event don't buy anything.
No, they all do.
Yeah, they all.
No,
if you go, you're gonna buy at least because you got to buy stuff for your friends, your family.
Well, there's only one shop on the grounds. How they all getting in there?
Probably, dude. Have you seen the players' shop? It's like a freaking silo. It's huge.
I know.
So I'm sure it's the same there.
If I gave you the square foot of the players, and this is just a total guess,
I bet it's much bigger.
It's like a Nordstrom.
I bet that's probably a good.
But I bet it's much bigger than the Masters, is what I'm saying.
Maybe.
I don't know about that.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
You think the Masters is going to allow that albatross on their property?
It's money making,
$10 million a day.
If you look at the if you look at the crowd
a day,
like if you just look behind the golfers at the crowd on any hole, any day, you see so much more Masters gear than you used to. You know,
Well,
yeah, you used to just see like that green
I don't
hat,
notice that
maybe.
stuff.
I do, and you'd still see like a Clemson hat or a Gator hat or
Right.
whatever. Now it's like almost everybody's got fresh master.
And the
stuff
girls
on.
wearing it too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, the other thing
it's
is
like
that-
it's
Well,
just part of the culture
you
now.
didn't
When you
like-
go, you buy some.
The other, you didn't like some of those other things that they had now. That's why, because they're making $10
The
million.
egg salad hats.
Well,
I hated those.
Yeah.
Well, how much is the average polo? I mean, $1,000 a lot of money.
$110 for a polo, right?
Probably below.
Probably.
That's probably too low.
100.
No, it's
No, it's about right. Because
For a Masters polo, I bet
Yeah.
it's at least $150.
No, because the witch doctor,
witch doctor
bought me a
brought one
polo,
back.
and,
Okay.
it was the pullover was $175.
Okay,
I-
a long sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take it they size discriminate. That I don't have.
I bet they got 3X for you. I bet they got you. Look, you're not the only big man that probably got
Okay, I just want to
works
make
his
sure.
way
You
in
know
there.
what I'm saying?
So Augusta National, this is the merch, and again, this is
Well,
we're
there's no
trusting.
website either. It's only this day. This is it.
Yeah, you have to be on the grounds.
Yeah, we're trusting AI on this 30,000 square foot facility.
How much do you think they make just from the members every other day of the year?
I don't. It's not open. They can buy it in the pro
the
shop.
members can, yeah, the
Yeah,
pro
in the
shop.
pro shop,
That's what I'm
but-
saying. How much do you think they make?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend the big man store on the side. Oh, yeah, for real.
a DH master.
A DH Masters. Yes, exactly.
All right. So if anybody was up at Augusta, let us know. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Or if you were watching it, we can definitely go back and talk about some of the other storylines coming out of there. Let's at least get to a couple pieces of news. Spring practice, spring ball from the weekend. We will do that coming up. Quarterback Whisperer about a half hour away as well on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here for big #1 Duval Ford. It's truck time in Jacksonville, and all month long, you can drive home a brand new 2025 F-150 with no money down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% interest for 60 months. That's right, a new F-150 with 0 down and 0% for 60 months. See all the deals now at DuvalFord.com or just stop by big #1 Duval Ford, 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time at big #1 Duval Ford.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjacks.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Jacksonville, are you ready to get back to the activities you love this spring? McHugh Health has helped patients for over 10 years relieve joint pain and rebuild tissue without surgery. Their regenerative medicine therapies reduce inflammation and restore mobility so you can hit the golf course, pickleball court, or softball field with ease. Don't live with pain. Schedule your free consultation today at mchughhealth.com. That's MCHUGH health.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Springtime is the perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off free installation and 18 months special financing. Schedule your free consultation at 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Sports fans, Max Fink here with 1010XL, and when I wanted to send flowers, the advice came fast. Use Kuhn flowers, they all said. Kuhn can handle anything for any situation. Well, I took that good advice. Kuhn flowers made it happen for me. KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
They're proud of the brew that they've got cooking every single day. You can enjoy delicious, well, it could be I love the Mokama, Cosmico IPA. They got so many others. The Motor, they've got the fruited sours, the lagers, pilsners, you name it, the stouts. They can do it all, that's for sure. So as we talk a little bit Augusta, I want to go ahead and fire up a phone call to Patrick Dooley. He was down at the orange and blue game, so we'll definitely get a thought or two from him real quick. But the original NFG chiming in, as he often does, as far as what is up there at Augusta. He said there are 2 regular patron shops, okay, and then 2 more in the hospitality areas. So a total of 4 shops, not including the pro shop. So they can move some people through, that's for sure. Yeah. All right.
Plus, one of the dudes on the text line says he went there in 22 and he walking in and there's just like hordes of people with as much merch as they can possibly handle.
Yeah.
Walking out to their car to put in their car.
And they'll send a mail to you. Another guy said he was in front of a guy from Japan who bought 250 shirts for his office, or like 75 shirts for his office at $250 a piece, and they just mail it back to Japan.
Yeah, add that up. Yeah, because they'll ship all that stuff. You don't need to carry it out. But Xander's ball on day 1, it landed in the bag, and we were trying to estimate how much that bag, when they rang it up, how much it was.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, we figured we would dial Pat Dooley's number up, as he is always in when it comes to Gator football or basketball conversation. Pat, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I enjoyed the Masters. I was lucky enough to cover 9 of them, so
that's pretty good.
Believe me, and play it once. By the way.
All right, we're going to ask for that score coming up.
By the way, Duel still has the greatest story of all.
Yeah,
tell the greatest story of all, real quick. Real quick, the greatest story
is Mike Bianchi won the lottery and turned it down because he wanted to get home to his wife, who he ended up divorcing.
The punchline. Just wait for it right there at the end.
You threw that in too quick. Those you should have waited like 2 seconds and said, who he ended up divorcing.
I'm sorry. My comedy timing's not down yet.
All right. So, former columnist of the Gainesville Sun, another duly noted podcast is what you're doing for now and many other things. But give us an idea of what you saw out of the spring game first for John Sumrall.
Well, I mean, he was great. His post-game interview, if he's going to be that honest with us the rest of the year, I mean, the rest of his coaching tenure is going to be great. I know he won't be. I know coaches tend to get, and I saw that with Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen walked in the door, and he was like the guy that we never knew as a coordinator.
Yeah.
And then by year 3, he was back to being him. But hopefully this guy is going to be that way. He laid down the gauntlet for the offensive line. It's a problem. We knew it was a problem going into the game. It's still a problem. And he said, basically, you guys better either get in better shape or, we can't go to the portal. So you're kind of in good shape there, but they that's their biggest issue. If that team's only going to go as far as the offensive line will take them.
Dooley, offensively, did you see anything different? Any innovation comparably to what it was last year that excited you?
No, I did not.
All right.
Here's what I saw. I saw 77 passes thrown. So I think Spurrier might have gotten, a little excited about that. But, yeah, I mean, it's not they didn't run anything that wasn't vanilla. It was basically their basic playbook. And their basic playbook is a lot of bubble screens and rollout passes from the McElwain era and bubble screens from the Fedora era. I don't want to see things that I've seen from past eras. But, they also, when they decided to throw the ball deep, they were very good at it. That was I think the best thing that Gator fans took from it was their quarterbacks threw accurate deep passes, which we haven't seen in a while.
All right, so listen, I don't want to be the master of the obvious here, but I'm going to. Everybody loved Will Muschamp at the start, right? Just a great dude, everybody's dude. I still love Muss now, one of the best dudes ever, okay? Everybody loved McElwain as I can get my dog Clarabelle to play quarterback. Everybody loved him, right?
That's pretty cool.
Everybody loved Damone, like you said, when you first saw him, different guy, right? Everybody loved Billy Napier first year because he was just such a fresh guy. Hang on.
Yeah, now you're
all of a sudden, your point is this, after a couple years, they start to change. Maybe that's something to do with actually that place, Duels. That place and that ingrained culture there.
I don't disagree. I think that you get kind of beat up you got to have a really tough skin. I do think Summerall may have that. It feels like he is. I do think and you've been around it before. Matty, I don't know, were you there the day that Spurrier called that press conference in '94? And
well, hang on, let me interrupt you real quick. First off, I haven't been around him because, I was told that I could not get time with him, unlike every other podcaster and any other person that does any kind of media stuff.
Because you just did a rip job on the University.
Right, because apparently, I got bad sources and I told the truth, and now they don't like me. So
they hired 3 bad coaches instead of maybe that,
which is fine because I take the great Mark Long's words on this. I'll be here longer than they will. Okay.
I would not be bringing that name up right now. After he almost got in a fight at when they were announced.
Wait, what happened?
No, he and Zach Alberverdi almost went toe to toe when they were having the guys in there confidentially to talk about the stadium improvements. So,
wow,
this is the story.
Wait, about what?
Yeah.
About what? What were they talking about?
Well, Zach was trying to tweet something out. Mark didn't like that he was tweeting it out before they were
because it was confidential,
about it.
Right?
But that was the one thing they told him they could say, and hey, look, I like both those people very much.
Well, who do you got in a fight if it really popped off between those two?
Air Force.
Zach's a rapper.
Yeah.
Zach's a rapper, so I would think he's got, he may have some weaponage on him. I don't know.
He might have a shiv. Is that what you're saying?
He might shiv him. Yeah, I think it's a shiv.
I'm going with the old Air Force vet, man. I'm definitely going with the Air Force vet. All right, go back to your story. I'm sorry. Go back to your '94 story. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was wondering if you were there the day that we were in a press conference and he told everybody to turn their mics off and
of course, yes,
yeah, and listen. He's like, either with us or against us, either with us or against us. Clarkson Hines, and he started welling up. It's the only time I ever saw him cry.
Well, when I think of,
I don't know what the point was, but
the point is that job wears on coaches.
Yeah.
That was kind of my point initially.
Yeah. But I still think the reason why Spurrier was as great as he was because he was as great as he was. The reason why these other guys didn't make it is because they're not as great as anyone thought they were when they hired them. There is something to that. Get the right guy, Pat, and you're not having people be run off 2 or 3 years into this job.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I do think that I know that Summerall's cut the fat on a little bit. I mean, there's not as many people wearing polo shirts around there.
Yeah.
Because it was ridiculous what they were doing. And look, he says all the right things. He does all the right things. Everything is good with him, but he's 0-0.
Yeah.
You can't count. You can't. I guess you could say he's 1-1 because it's spring game, but and once he loses a game, people are going to come out of the woodwork. So we'll see what happens. So I think they have a good team. I don't think they have a great team.
Dudes, what's up with the tie, bro, in the game spring game?
Well, it was a tie, and then they realized that they had accidentally given 3 extra points to the one.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay, because I was a little worried.
Because it was supposed to only be 3 points for a 3 and out, but they drove and then they missed a field goal and they accidentally awarded
statisticians
3 points for a 3 and out.
Who cares?
I didn't realize that.
Let me tell you what. Give me the score of one spring game you've ever been to, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care about the score, but when the ball goes on the field and the silk jerseys come on and you're in that stadium, you're keeping score for a reason. Are you not?
Yeah.
No, you are, but it's got to be a win or a loss. It can't be a.
Now you can say it's just a young guy game, like Spurrier Sale. It's not just a young guy game. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But you put those silk jerseys on, baby. It's a game.
I know, and that's why they kept score. But they were hoping that they could find out about their offensive line, and I think they found out that it's got a lot of work.
See, that's what I don't like about coaches nowadays, where they're like minimizing the spring game. It would be much better for their program, for their culture, if they said that. No.
Right.
Jerseys are on, man. Yeah. We are playing a game, period.
And then whatever. Be physical, okay? Because you got many months to get over it. You're not going to – I don't think you're going to have some horrific mash
it's a brutal
unit
game.
when it's all said
you get hurt, you get hurt.
Yeah.
Not only that, but why do we have these secret basketball games like Florida had with Illinois in the preseason, but we can't have secret football games where they actually are,
Wait, what are you saying? Florida had a secret basketball game with Illinois? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they have those every year. You have a game that you can't announce, that you can't publicize, you can't have fans. Florida played Illinois in the preseason and actually beat them.
They played the Balkan Five? Is that what you're saying?
They did. Well, I think a couple of those guys were out. I think Florida had a couple of guys out. But anyway, it was Florida beat them. So, but I mean, why can't we do that with football? Have Florida bring the boys from Clemson down here?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Joint practices and all that stuff has been offered up as a good NFL.
Come to Miami.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, that ain't happening. They scared of Miami 3 decades ago. It's not going to end now.
All right, Patrick. Great stuff as always. We appreciate it. Duly Noted Podcast. Where can they find everything?
Another Duly Noted Podcast, and I started today writing for the Main Street Daily News, the only paper in Gainesville right now, because the Gainesville Sun, is decrepit. But yeah, so I started writing for them. They asked me to write some stuff for them, and I said sure. So I wrote something for them, and so I'm all over the place. I don't want to get insignificant in my life.
I don't blame you.
You would never be insignificant.
It's impossible.
Never.
It's impossible. All right, we'll talk to you later.
As long as you guys have me on, I'll be significant.
That's exactly right. We appreciate it.
All right, bro. Love you.
See you guys. Love you too.
All right, man. There he goes. And definitely check him out, Pat_Dooley on X, and then find all those things he's got cooking, including the Duly Noted Podcast.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway.
Launch the downloads.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
And initiate sequence.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
What if your next fun day out costs you $70 to play all day? That's exactly what you get at the Battalion Airsoft Arena, the only indoor airsoft battlefield in Jax. Skip the same old boring entertainment choices and step into real action with your crew. Perfect for birthdays, company team building, graduation parties, or just epic weekend fun. No experience? No problem. The Battalion package includes everything: gun, mask, and ammo with unlimited play. So lock in your mission now at BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Leon Sersa here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers. And I'm not talking about that cook-to-order, sauced and tossed chicken sandwich and your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about that homemade ranch, so good, wouldn't blame you if you double dip. I'm talking about Wingstop delivered straight to your door, and did you know they're open till 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get flavors delivered right to your door late night, only at Wingstop.
Osprey Baseball returns home to beautifully renovated Harmon Stadium Tuesday, April 21st, as North Florida welcomes the Florida State Seminoles. Grab your family and friends for this powerhouse midweek matchup at Harmon Stadium Tuesday, April 21st. Get your tickets before they sell out. Call 904-620-BIRD or visit unfospreys.com/buy tickets now. 904-620-BIRD or unfospreys.com/buy tickets now.
Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned and operated business on the First Coast for nearly 20 years. Known for reliability, quality craftsmanship, and professional service, Armstrong Fence handles it all, from big projects like stadiums and schools to your very own backyard. They build a wicked strong fence, and they do it right the first time. When you need a fence in Jacksonville, trust Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Roland, 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 we're all calling Roland. The toilet's overflowing, oh my.
When you've got a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building. So now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Maybe you have concerns about putting your home on the market and getting it sold. Well, let me alleviate those for you. There's a real quick solution. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold or they will buy it. Call 414-6200. or go to chadandsandy.com. You'll find out for yourself. Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home or mine. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Anthony and Mary in Palmco said, we needed to sell our home to move closer to family, but low cash offers weren't cutting it. Since we'd only bought a year earlier, options felt limited, but not for Chad and Sandy. Call Chad and Sandy today, or log on to chadandsandy.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
So, Pat Dooley, we appreciate him jumping on. We will say hello to Denny Thompson, quarterback whisperer, coming up in just a little bit. But coming out of that conversation is the whole idea, what's Florida going to look like? And you still are not sure. The one thing that you don't want to hear, well, let's make this let's do the instant take right now.
Now, Josie's 1010 Take. Serviced by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes. Oil changes in 15 minutes or less. Guaranteed.
They do it in an instant. We can do it in an instant as well. The last thing Gator fans want to hear is bubble screens. They do not want to hear that. Now, they may have them integrated into their arsenal of weaponry on the offensive side, but my gosh, man, when you have Vernell Brown III, Dallas Wilson, and a few others that are head turners right now that get down the field in a hurry, you need to get the ball down the field in a hurry. And I think with Jaden Baugh, you got a good run game. As Pat Dooley said, the offensive line is a work in progress, and they may not get to where they need to be once they open up in fall practice and once those games kick off for real. But my gosh, they said goodbye to a lot of linemen. And if John Summerall is going to succeed, he's got to make sure he showcases Jaden Baugh with a good offensive line, and that's going to open up the opportunity for that ball to go down the field. You cannot bubble screen your way to a bunch of wins in the SEC. That is the 10-10 take, period.
Yeah, I understand that they went very vanilla, in spring ball. You don't want to show your hand in spring ball. Never know who may be lurking, may be watching. But I like the fact he called the O-line fat. He said, y'all got to get in some shade.
That part's good.
I do. I like it. Make them uncomfortable. You got to get yourself. I like the fact that he said about the weight room. Got to change. That's where it starts. The culture of your team starts in the weight room. All right, how physical you are, how you compete, all that kind of stuff. That's carryover into the football field. You've got to listen. The offensive and the defensive line cannot like each other, not in that arena.
Right. You need to create that.
You need to create that mindset because I hated our defense. Absolutely, they trash talked you. They trash talked you. They were good, and they're still your girl. And not in that order, but I didn't like them. And you got to create that culture, man. I mean, it's like
100% agree with you.
It's created chaos, and there's nothing wrong with it in the weight room and on the field.
Let me explain this before we go any further. Apparently, I still have bad sources because I texted Mark Long to see if he nearly got in a fight.
Matt's got bad sources.
And Mark Long said 2 words: fake news.
And who you believe in?
News.
I know.
I'm believing Pat on this one.
I know.
I might be leaning toward Pat on this one.
I know who I'm.
Now, Pat might have embellished a little bit. Might have embellished, but still, there's nothing wrong with a little embellishment at all.
Oh. And anyway, that's the sidebar that we'll continue. We'll keep an eye on that one as far as what goes on between those two. Is it Rap Sheet v? By the way, Rap Sheet's being
Jordan Schultz.
Yeah, Jordan Schultz at the NFL Combine.
Yeah,
Ian Rappaport
at a Starbucks, right?
Yeah, at a Starbucks in little old sleepy Indianapolis. But Rappaport also being called out by a Jaguar. We'll bring that up coming up in just a bit. It is a Mokama Beer Company Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can catch us on the stream. Real easy. Go to YouTube, search 1010XL, and lock in on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Passionate about the First Coast.
I understand how you feel, that passion.
Share the passion.
And sharing it with other people. I think that's what life's about.
1010XL.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, method of first basket, free throw, piece.
Huh, so you really can same game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, proud partner and orthopedic specialist of Jacksonville. We're honored that the Jacksonville Icemen rely on our team for their sports medicine and orthopedic care. We built this practice with one mission, to raise the bar for orthopedic care right here in our hometown. Faster access, smarter treatment plans, and better results. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury or managing joint pain, we're here to help you get back in the game, stronger and pain-free. Visit osjax.com to learn more. That's osjax.com.
If you love the Jags, if you crave the NFL, we make a show for you. It's Jaguars Today with experts and insiders. Locked down by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most things are easy when you're motivated. The question is, what happens when you're not? That's where Awaken 180 was different for me, Sneaky Joe, Bowerly, Beamer, and everyone else I know. Get motivated at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. Termites, chinch bugs, roaches. It's their time of year to shine. Preventative maintenance is a heck of a lot cheaper than treating an active infestation. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule your free estimate.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. The number 8 Florida State baseball team begins a week at home with a midweek matchup against Stetson on Tuesday at 6 p.m. FSU is 24-11 on the season, 16-3 at home, 7-5 on the road, 1-3 on neutral sites. The team is 9-6 in the ACC and in 4th place. The Seminoles are coming off an 0-3 weekend at number 3 Georgia Tech, the team's first series loss of the season and first losing streak of more than 2 in a row. Right now, 79 degrees at 1 o'clock, time in 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson, driven by George Moore Chevrolet.
Let's welcome the Whisperer in as we talk, really, all things quarterback. We just talk ball more than anything else. Denny Thompson joins us now. Denny, how you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm great. Got, less than 2 weeks and I get this draft, and I've got my oldest son's getting married this same weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's good.
I know. Taking a little Vegas trip the early in the week, this Friday.
Yeah.
This Friday. So, yeah, life is good, man.
You like Vegas?
No.
Oh, you got to go for work.
Little golf trip.
All right.
Little end of draft prep golf trip.
I do not like Vegas.
No, I'm not a fan. I like who I'm going with, and that's about it.
Any day, if you go over 3 days in Vegas, you feel dirty.
Yeah, no.
2 nights.
No.
And then the despair of people outside the casino.
Bad.
Yeah.
Lost everything.
And the casino.
Yes, bro. It's just terrible.
Yeah, if I'm not in a golf course or a restaurant, then
Yeah, you need to be like TPC Summerlin bound or something like
it's
that.
not. Yeah.
In the
I'm not
desert.
interested in all the other stuff. Yeah.
Now there's a
Well,
great
the Sphere.
Yeah, sadly, I am.
That's the new thing.
Yeah,
Got to see
need
a,
to check that out.
a concert there.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in paying $1,200 to U2 either.
I'm sure it's gone down.
Yeah.
And there's other acts.
It's not.
I mean, the Backstreet Boys are there. I know that's right up your alley.
Again, not interested in paying
You see his,
$20
eye,
to see
you
back.
see his eyes light up right then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Are you a cigar smoker?
I'm not.
Yeah, no, I was going to tell you a good spot. It's called Tap That Ash.
Oh, okay.
Love that name.
I'm going to stop by and get a shirt.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that is a good shirt, right?
That's a good shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to do that podcast, Tap and Ash. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. All right, so if we talk quarterbacks with you, like you said, you're getting these guys going. What is the schedule like right about now? Because you have guys like, let's just use Tramel Jones and Aaron Philo as an example. They just wrapped up spring football. They had the orange and blue game. They still probably got a little bit. Does the coach give them a laundry list? Hey, go, work on this.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they exit meetings, they'll tell them some things that they need to work on, things like that. And of course, they've still got, another 3 or 4 weeks of school. So finals coming up. And so they'll have to spend a little bit of time there. But then in May, for us, and I think this is what you're asking, like from a quarterback work perspective with us, it's March is, from a college perspective, is crazy because of spring break. May is our busiest month. The last 3 months of May, pretty much everybody is done at this point, and they don't really start their summer workouts until June. And so we usually have I don't know, 30 or 40 college guys come to Jacksonville for 2 or 3 weeks. It's a lot of fun.
Bro, when do these cats rest?
They don't. It's actually when people are talking about the calendar,
Yeah.
that's the part they never talk about. It's so different than the NFL because the NFL understands now that, rest is needed.
Mm-hmm.
College, it's like, man, like these coaches feel like if you're in school, they got to be 100% all the time. And then the summer, it's like, okay, this is, this is the most important time of the year. Well, man, by the time you get to August, you're worn out. You're absolutely worn out. And then you look at I look at our draft prep group right now, and I don't think people really think about this, but when you're heading into that last year of your college career, you don't get a break at all until after your rookie year in the NFL, because you've got to do all the things in the summer before the last year, the Manning camps and all that kind of stuff, and then you got to play your year, and then you're right to draft prep, right to combine, right to pro day, right to draft, then to OTAs, then to camp. Then you play your season.
Yeah.
And there's literally no time.
You know what's crazy with mine? My rookie year, I trained at University of Miami, so I was holding out. So I was being tormented by my teammates. So why you in camp every day? I said, man, listen here, man. I'm coming here to work out with y'all. I don't need to be talking about it. They tormented me, bro, to the point where I almost just wanted to go into camp so they wouldn't. They bothered me every day.
Mm-hmm. That's classic peer pressure.
Speaking of Miami, we had a kid commit there last week. Knox Annis, Mandarin quarterback.
Yeah.
Big fan of Knox. Huge fan of Knox.
Okay, describe him because he comes in. Honestly, if you're going Beck, Trammell, there have been some good quarterbacks that have worn a Mandarin uniform.
Yeah. And all three of those. I love those guys to death because I've worked with all of them since they were literally like kids, right? Knox has got an interesting set of traits. He's freakishly powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually weird how well he throws a football with all that power. It's like the comp for him from an arm strength perspective is Anthony.
Okay.
And then he went to, he's 16 years old. He went to Elite 11 this past week in New Jersey. I think he ran 4.6 on a laser.
Wow.
And jumped 34 or something.
And what's his size?
He's like 6'2", 205.
Yeah. And
good athlete. I mean, he's still growing into this
You can
frame.
add weight to that frame.
Yeah. 10.5-inch hands at 16 years old. So from a trait perspective, like he checks every single box. Now it's just like, all right, let's play as much football as we possibly can. But I think, like Miami's doing a good job of recruiting the quarterback position, these last couple of years too. So I don't know, if they're going to get away from paying the $10 million to have somebody come in each year, but they got some cats in that room coming in.
Yeah.
And what do you know about Marcus Stokes transfer to Memphis? Have you heard anything at all?
I haven't talked to Marcus since it's been a few.
Former niece.
Yeah, it's been like a month or so. I mean, Marcus is Marcus. Marcus is NFL good. He had the issue that kept him from going to Florida. But people forget he was also committed to Penn State before there. He was an Elite 11 kid. As smooth of a thrower as we've very, very similar to Trammell in that.
Yeah.
Like very smooth thrower. Doesn't look like the ball's coming out with a lot of velocity until you go to catch it. And you're like, dang, this dude's piping it, So, I think Marcus has a great future ahead.
Oh, you think he's an NFL quarterback?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So stay on Trammell. Like, we don't know exactly what John Summerall thinks about either one of these guys. Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator in Gainesville. But you come out of spring, and if you guys were at the Orange and Blue game, let us know what you think about either one of these quarterbacks. But Philo and Trammell, neither really distinguished themselves versus what they did in practice versus what they did in the game. So that means both of them are kind of 1 inches forward, the other 1 inches forward.
Yeah, and I don't know. If I'm a coach, I can't think of a situation where I would ever admit in April that if anybody did create separation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying anything until August. Not to them, not to my team, not to the outside world. Like I'm going to promote that competition all the way through the year. I don't know Aaron at all, but I know Trammell very well. And I'll say this, if Aaron wins that job, he's a baller because Trammell is one of the more underrated prospects that's come out of this area. He is textbook thrower.
Yeah, I was going to say, explain to everybody, he's not like a dual threat guy. He's a thrower.
He is
both of them
thrower.
are in the pocket guys.
I don't know anything about Aaron. I don't know a thing. But Trammell is like one of the easiest, most accurate throwers I've ever seen. Spin rate through the roof. Very natural. Been that way since, I've been working with him since he was 8 years old.
See, I told Joe, it was funny. Joe and I were at the Florida Georgia game last year. We were watching them warm-ups, and we were watching them throw, and I go, that guy's a better thrower than Lightway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And like way better.
Yeah.
Natural thrower.
He's
Like
as good of a
natural
thrower as,
yeah.
as we have on our roster.
Really?
I mean, college and pro guys. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't, played that much ball because he had the injury at Mandarin his first year and his last year, or maybe just the last year. And then, obviously Lagway played. But I don't think that's a big deal for him because he played at a high level when he did play.
So you wouldn't be shocked at all if he
No.
wins that job?
No, not at all. No, not shocked at all. No, I think he's a really good player.
I mean, if you're not picking the quarterback that's going to start at the end of spring ball, what kind of conversations are being had in that coach's staff? I mean, what's the eval? Are there particular things that you check to kind of give you an assumption of who's going to be your quarterback moving forward?
Yeah, I think. I mean, if just speaking for the way I would approach it is, it's no different than offensive line. I would grade out every practice, be very transparent with everybody with the grades, and then I'd make sure that I found the weaknesses and hammered that. And all of them are going to have their weaknesses, but you got the grades and the team they're starting to build chemistry with the team, right? You want both of them taking that leadership position. I know everybody's like, you want one guy. No, you don't. You want both of them trying to take that leadership position and win over a team.
Mm-hmm.
You want them both pushing each other. But then as a coaching staff, your job is to develop these guys, right? Yeah. And development means that I got to come to work every single day during the summer, like my job depends on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no reason to not create that. Like even if somebody is miles ahead, I don't understand the developmental aspect of saying, oh yeah, we've already named a starter. Man, you ain't even played a real game. The intensity's not even there. You don't even really have your team.
Right.
Yeah.
Barely got an offense installed.
I mean, Summerall's already said his offensive line is fat, so I like him already.
That was good.
So there's something to. You might say it's just a spring game. Who cares? There's something to 40,000 people being in the stands.
Yeah.
You put the jerseys on. You're in the stadium. You're playing. He played better than Philo in that spring game.
Yeah, I mean,
and it wasn't even close actually.
But see, I think, and that's why I like the spring games. I'm not a huge fan of spring ball, but I do like the spring game from a quarterback perspective because you're little by little amping up the intensity. You go from having the Saturdays where the practices are live because you've got media and you've got fans out there, and there may be 1,200 people there, and then you get to kind of ratchet that up to. All right, now there's 30,000 people in the stands. We're playing in the swamp.
Yeah.
This thing means something.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure on the guys, right? People have to run right routes, things like that. So, no, I think that's right. And that's also the beauty. I don't know who Florida opens up with, but that's the beauty of, like, when you have those games early on. Okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you just keep kind of ramping up, especially if you've got a young team, until you hit that Tennessee game.
Right, because then they go after FAU, they ramp up to Campbell. So,
yeah, look,
two killers.
Don't discount a can of soup. Okay,
listen,
do not discount it.
And FAU is the Fighting Owls, bro. The Fighting Owls.
Exactly right. In the name of South Florida, do not discount any of these.
Their first game is 3 weeks in, and it is at Auburn.
I mean, I got 4 words for you. Have you no shame? Seriously,
none. Look, I'm trying to repair what the reptiles are being viewed as around the college football world right now. And if it comes down to schedule making, you do whatever you got to do. All right, so let's get back with Denny. We mentioned as he was walking in that he's kind of been making his rounds up in Tallahassee. So at least talk about that just a little bit. Other spring games, there's a lot of quarterback battles that are going on right now. So we will get into a few of those with our quarterback whisperer on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
Where am I? What is this place?
Let's play ball.
Let's talk football. What is this place?
Give me a 3-point stance.
Let's play some golf. This is 1010XL.
Wow.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience a lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Hacker here with a tip about how to make mama happy. A floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. I just brought home a dozen red roses from Kuhn, and she went crazy over them. Mother's Day is coming next month. Why not order today? KuhnFlowers.com.
Balancing books and the grind of daily practice is what it takes to be a scholar athlete. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, kept healthy by
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists
and the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234
on 1010XL.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
New home, same great golf. This year's Coastal Equipment Guggen Open tees off at the Golf Club of Southampton, Monday, April 27th. Score a hole-in-one to win a Kubota RTV 520 utility vehicle from Coastal Equipment. Edwin Watts Golf has great proximity prizes. For a chance for you and a partner to play, text Guggen to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Thanks to our sponsors, CSS Outdoor, the Plumbers and Pipefitters Union 234, and Royal Pest Control.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler. If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns and Hoses, Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns and Hoses, Saturday, April 18th.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law. 1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
You can also look for them on the shelves at Total, ABC. They'll pop up in Publix, Target, you name it, and they are certainly up there in Fernandina Beach with that beautiful tap room. Just drop on by South 8th Street as you are entering the historic district. All right, so our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson, hanging out with us, and we're talking a little bit about spring football, and you didn't cut your hair or anything like that, like Trevor?
No.
Yeah,
Is that true?
No.
I didn't think so.
Wicked rumor that, you know how these things get started on social and then they just can't be stopped. They can't take off. But I was just checking.
I've given up on trying to figure out what hair looks best on me, man. Like, that was a 3-year.
Now it's just a hat.
Yeah, it's just a hat, bro. Like, yeah.
Listen, whatever Angie tells you is all you need.
The fact that you're like arguing about what kind of hair looks good on you,
bro,
you should just be thankful to the good Lord that you got it.
Gave you hair.
I got this receding hairline thing going on, and it's just like,
Let us see it. Take the hat off.
Yeah, gladly.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Like, look at this thing.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Look at Matt.
Yeah, that's what it looked like when I was 28, bro.
28.
All right, so up to Tallahassee. Mike Norvell
Speaking
is
of
obviously
looking bad.
Right. Speaking of receding.
Yeah, going bald. Like honestly, he has put himself in a very difficult position. It's the classic. I've been backed into the corner, and so now I got to come out swinging. Maybe a little more defensive than you would have expected after going unbeaten only a few short years ago. But anyway, what are they doing up there in your mind in terms of trying? They basically did half their roster over.
Yeah,
that's 50% change. That's dramatic.
Yeah, I went to see Kevin Sperry and Michael Grant on Saturday, and I was thinking about that. I was like, man, this guy's like, if he can pull off anything, that's impressive. Because I mean, you're at a place that, frankly, like I think the fans wanted you gone last year, right?
Yeah.
The support, I don't know how much support he has from an NIL perspective. I have no idea. But you know, I mean, Miami's rolling right now, and that's who you're compared to. And you know, if Florida got this right, now you even got more pressure. You're recruiting battles against Alabama and Georgia, and you know, and that's where you're supposed to be. And it's hard to live in that world when you're struggling and you don't know what the next couple of years looks like. Now, I will say this: I have a good relationship with Mike, Coach Norvell, and my son can play for him any day. Like I think the world of that man. But I do think he is in one of the worst situations that exist in college football. Like you said, largely because he hasn't won.
Right.
They gave him assets.
This is his. It's still his piece of the football earth. So he made it.
But I wonder, like sometimes, Leon, this is a good question for you. Like, you know, when you're not on a team that's not expected to do much. You know what I mean? Like, don't you?
I've never been on.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good question for Leon.
That's probably
okay. Well, I tell you what. When I coached,
I've tried that question many times to get shot down.
When I coached at FIU,
okay,
I remember us going up to play Alabama. All right, and the score was 7-3 at halftime. And I came in the locker room and I gave this upbeat speech about hanging in with Alabama and we're going to find a way to win. And we went out there and Alabama put 31 points on us, 31-0. This game final score was 38-3. Okay, so we didn't score again.
It's not terrible.
But it's not terrible. But what I'm saying is I knew that it's like when I saw Calais Campbell walk across the Orange Bowl one time. And I looked at my offensive line. I said, y'all have no shot. I'm for real. When Calais Campbell, it was 2006. I was a coach there when we got in that brawl.
I was going to say that was the brawl.
That was the brawl, right? And I was sitting I was giving homage to the OB. I was standing there at the U, and Calais Campbell walked by me, and I said, "Oh my God!" And then I looked.
Did he say "Big Sirs" to you? Like what did he say?
No, because I was a coach. He didn't know who I was.
Oh,
he didn't know who I was. He was in uniform, and I looked at my offensive line, and they was over there warming up, and I just said, "Wow, y'all have no shot."
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the mental thing. And I don't know, I haven't talked to anybody about this, but I'm just kind of projecting this. Like if I were in Mike Norvell's shoes right now, like I mean, what am I telling my team? What am I telling my AD? You know, how am I approaching this off season? Because I mean, you're Florida State. You can't approach this thing like, man, I hope we go 6-6. Like you have to have practices like you are competing for a playoff spot because you're FSU.
Yeah, and the other thing is you were there, and then all of a sudden you're not, and then you haven't been, and all these things just really start to snowball and add up on you. Think about this, and if you go back to the time when they did run the table, Miami didn't know exactly what they were. Florida was obviously trying to figure out who they were, and FSU had a chance to, like you just said, what Miami's done, take control.
Yeah.
Take control of the state. If you take control of the state, you're doing something.
And that's the silver lining, though, because, I mean, I can remember, it wasn't that long ago that Clemson was beating Florida State so badly that they had the picture of the dude reading the book by himself. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember at that time thinking, man, there's no way that Florida State can catch up with where Clemson is. And then 3 years later, they beat the tar out of Clemson.
And you know why? Yeah. They got a quarterback.
Exactly.
That's why.
And that's
he
kind
was
of
the cure-all.
that's kind of my point. I mean, I think you can draw into that experience if you're Mike and say, hey, we've been here before and we've done this before and we learned our lesson through it. So if we can pull this thing off again, we can figure out how to make it sustainable. The odds are against you, but I mean, I think that's the path you got to take.
I'm not sure that Sperry or Ashton Daniels or whoever else.
That's who you're looking at right
now. The transfer from the Ivy League, that kid, I don't think that's the answer. That's the problem.
I'll tell you this.
But the thing is, here's real quick, before you answer that, because I want to say this too. he figured out a way to get them ready for that Alabama game. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And they played their ass off and they won that game. So there's something there. He has something.
I was at multiple spring practices when Jordan Travis first got to Florida State. Jordan Travis did not look like Jordan Travis when he first got to Florida State.
Norvell developed him.
Right.
Which is credit to him. Yeah.
So I mean, I think again, I think you can draw some parallels, and yes, I'm pumping sunshine and rainbows for them right now because they need that right now. But you can find some comparisons, and I do think that there's talent in that quarterback room. It's young. Both of them are young. I'm partial.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Sperrys to death, like the whole family. His younger brother plays here at Creekside.
Okay.
They moved here from Texas.
Nice.
And I think Kevin is as all in of a player as I've ever seen in my life, and eventually will be a very good player. I hope that's this year. So I think they've done a good job at recruiting some young talent at that position. It's just now, okay, can we develop them? Can we put things around them that make them successful? The Alabama game, and Miami was the same way. I was at the Miami game. Gus dialed some stuff up.
Yeah, they played hard in that game too.
That they just missed.
Yeah, they did.
They just missed
came
throws.
back in that game.
Yeah. Even before that. Even before that, I'm sitting in the stands going.
That first drive, they went down the field until there was maybe a missed field goal or a turnover on
I want
downs
to say
or
the
something.
third drive, there were, and maybe I'm wrong, third or fourth drive, there were two plays where they had a guy streaking down the field, and it just didn't get seen.
Missed him,
Yeah. And Gus is good about dialing some things up that people haven't seen and surprising them. So, I think there's some games last year that could have gone the other way, too. But I'm not saying they would have beaten in Miami, but.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came back at the end, scared me half to death.
Yeah.
But how do you get the team to believe again? That's the key.
That is the key.
Because, if you get on top of them, you're more disciplined, this, and that. If it don't work, at some point, they're going to tune you out.
I will say this, the thing that I did come away from that practice impressed with was the intensity that they went with.
Okay.
It was, I don't even know if, media wasn't there. I don't want to talk about it, but it was, they went hard. They went hard. It looked like a middle of the season practice. Very, very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Very animated, and it was all competition.
I think the essence of all this is that obviously you need a good player. You need good players on both sides of the ball, but are there good coaches on both sides of the ball? And both of those things have to be there.
Those guys coach hard too. I go to a lot of these practices, and one of the things, you go to Georgia, and that whistle blows, and every coach, almost a dead sprint, coaching their guys up. It's impressive. And then, you go to some other coaches or some other practices, and it's just kind of functioning a little differently. The Florida State energy was like that from a coaching staff. They were coaching nonstop in that practice, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's. I came away going, I don't know how good they're going to be. I don't know how talented they are, but they're putting everything they've got into this thing. And by the way, if they get it going, the new facility is incredible.
When I went to a Kirby Smart coaching clinic about 6 years ago, loved the guy.
Yep.
He's on everybody. He told this one kid that was a 5-star. He said, well, you may be a 5-star, but you need to give 2 of those stars back today. You are not. I'm like, bro, he was on. I loved it. And he was sitting. He was walking down at first, and sometimes he was in the tower, or he was walking. And he was on those. I loved every moment of it.
Dude,
it reminded me so much of Jimmy. It reminded me
It's
so
like
much
a
of Jimmy.
comedian walking through an audience and just lobbing shots everywhere.
He's bodying guys for 2 hours a day.
And I think you've said this before. You wonder when they're going to tap out on that.
Yes.
And just basically say, I've had enough, but they don't.
They don't. And he is one of the smartest people I've ever been around, because to have that much on the go material, to go 2 hours in that megaphone every single day.
Every day.
Yeah.
5-star. Yeah.
He goes
Get
so
2 of them the way today, the way you practice.
hard,
bro.
too, man.
He's the Energizer
I
Bunny.
told everybody, I'm telling you right now, I've said this now for 3 or 4 years. He's just going to work himself out of that job. He's going to one day wake up and say, I can't do it anymore.
But he hasn't. He hasn't.
I know
yet.
he hasn't.
It's
I know he
crazy.
hasn't. But man, he really goes hard. Does he not?
Yeah. He goes so hard. The thing I will say about them is the players, as badly as they beat their players up, and I mean that in a good way. They go hard. They work out hard. Everything's intense. They're preparing them to play football games and win football games. He goes just as hard to the point where that team never quits. I'm sitting in Alabama when they were down 31-3 at halftime or whatever it was, the last year Carson was there. And, I mean, 31-3 at Alabama.
Oh, yeah. And he never stopped coaching.
No. And they come back.
Yeah.
They take the lead with, a minute left.
And the Georgia Tech game.
Georgia Tech game's another one, yeah. I mean, he goes so hard that those guys just, they're willing to lay down everything for him because he's willing to lay down everything for
you
them.
can just picture him right now that he's just kind of bobbing on the sidelines. He just has so much boundless energy trying to correct everything. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, he's a grown man that's got another grown man holding him by the belt to keep him from going out there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how much energy the dude's got.
The get back guy.
Yeah.
The get back guy.
Right.
Off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, talking about FSU. Denny's always so positive. Hearing him say that this spells absolute doom for FSU this year.
Man, listen, I will say this because I told you this before we even started. I have an appreciation. I wouldn't even call it a positivity. I have an appreciation for how hard these guys go.
Yeah.
And actually how good they are at their jobs. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them are at the upper 1% of their jobs. And I just have a real problem talking down on that.
I agree. It's hard.
I mean?
It's hard. Like Matt goes and talks to him, and obviously you get to know them. You appreciate their level of intensity and preparation that they put into everything that they do. It is hard to read.
It's not for lack of work. It's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of trying. It just it sounds so stupid and corny and cliched. Not everybody wins.
No, that's what makes it so great.
And at the end of the day, they have a lot of money to fall back on, so they're okay with it.
Yeah,
They get fired. They get fired. They got a lot of money to fall back on.
My own line is: without losers, there are no winners.
That's right.
Somebody's got to lose, and what is it, Leon? Somebody got
to go home and cry.
Yeah, and
yeah. No, I love going to football practices because I love to watch the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And Leon, when I say this, I think you'll appreciate this. What I love about it is you're out there, you're looking at, what is it, 11 on-field coaches now, 10 on-field coaches? I don't know what it is anymore. But you're looking at 11 guys that are making, a minimum of $500,000.
In today's world, yeah.
I was making 30, but go ahead.
Yeah. But that's my point. All 11 of those jokers would be coaching just as hard for 30.
Yeah.
Very true. It is their life.
Well, it's funny because you can go to Jack Sharks and just take a look at the job that coach has been doing for a long, long time. And you can go to any high school or anything like that. You've seen plenty of
also,
that.
it's like, I would say probably when I go to practice, probably low to mid 90% of those players are going hard, man, hard.
It's really hard. It's really hard to be around it and talk bad about anybody
and not feel
that
like
does
something
this.
could happen, right?
Well, it's just because it's like, man, when you see the blood and sweat and the tears, literally, that these guys put into every single day, it's like, man, I don't want to get on here and talk crap about them.
But the one thing I appreciate about John Summerall, he said there's too many guys around here. The results aren't there. Why do we have this many people on our staff?
Yeah.
Which is nuts when you think about it.
I also think there's a little bit of, and I'm a Florida fan, and I think John's a great hire, but I also think there's a little bit of, like, you're a new coach, you got to break down the old coach.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
You have to.
But I do like the fact that he said there's a lot. Like, that was pretty dead red, okay? There's a lot of cats that aren't pulling their weight around here. I don't even know why they're here.
You think they still have that team picture up where there's more staff than players? You think he has to walk by that every single day?
That's not a good thing. You want that 1-to-1 ratio. Yeah, I get you. Denny, thank you, man.
Yeah, of course.
As always, at Denny_Thompson, the quarterback whisperer, it is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big #1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle. It's the ultimate ride.
He's gonna do it!
Sunday at Kansas.
Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas!
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's high performance NASCAR station. 1010 XL.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom who got rear-ended last year. Tom McManus here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial Pound Law or check out forthepeople.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Let me tell you something smart homeowners are doing. They're getting ahead of problems before summer shows up. Now, right now at Duck Duck Rooter, there are 3 really good reasons to call. You can get your AC checked out and ready for summer for just $99. Got a big plumbing repair coming up? Like a whole house repipe? You can save $500. And if it's time to pump your septic tank, the Duck Duck crew will run a sewer camera inspection for only $99, in addition to the price of the pump out. 3 great deals, 1 trusted team. Call 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment is I appreciate what Dennis said about the coaches. You know, there's a lot that goes into coaching. Even when I was at FIU, I enjoyed coaching. Recruiting was a battle because we had the budget. And I can remember the games that were debilitating, the Miami. I talked Texas Tech when Leach was there. I mean, they dismantled us, bro. 55-0. I couldn't do anything. I felt helpless as a coach. Those kids would get destroyed. But then there's opportunities where first game of the season we played Youngstown State. They were a powerhouse in their division, and we went up there and we beat them in overtime.
Nice.
So
those are the moments.
Those are the moments that make it up. It's kind of like golf. Where you can have a terrible golf. You hit that one shot to make you want to come back. And that was
it. Always brings me back.
Always brings you back. Yeah. So that's my golden moment.
My golden moment. I'm gonna kind of piggyback on FSU because I agree with Danny. It's hard, and he's right. You go see these guys and you talk to the people there, and it's not just the players and the coaches. It's the people in the that are under the radar that you don't really see. It's the strength guy. It's the it's the support staff they have. All these guys work their tails off, man. They all do. It's not for a lack of work. Trust me out there. It's not in any of these schools. But it's just at some point the talent wins out for the most part, right? And then the quarterback wins out. And there is coaching to it. There's no doubt there's coaching to it. But I always look back at last year. If you're a Florida State fan, I look back and say, they beat the tar out of Alabama. All right? Alabama went to the playoff. Whether they deserved it or not, they went to the playoff.
Yeah.
But they beat the tar out of Alabama.
Yeah, for 60 minutes they caught somebody off guard. They did it at home, and they took care of business.
Yeah, but even if you caught them off guard, at some point Alabama adjusts and Alabama wins the game. Alabama didn't have a chance in that game.
No, they didn't. I guess the only reason I said that they caught them off guard is because everyone was basically saying this is now what we think of FSU.
Though I will say they were in the offseason talking, FSU being they, and then the Alabama players at the SEC media days were all saying, all disrespect will be addressed. Okay, well, guess what? It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. And that day, the Noles got the last laugh, but you wonder why that didn't appear again with any regularity.
By the way, that's also part of the whole SEC mystique going away. The whole Alabama, all disrespect will be addressed.
You keep writing the same column. I know exactly what you're doing.
Wait and see what happens with the NFL draft.
Yeah.
The SEC's had the most players drafted 19 straight years. 19 straight. Okay? Which, of course, coincides with their dominance in the sport. Wait and see who has the most players drafted.
You're calling it?
Yeah, he's a Big Ten cheerleader right now.
No, all I'm telling you is if
your shot.
If the Big Ten has more players drafted,
don't say if.
They got more schools.
If they have more players drafted, that's the absolute last peg in the board of the Big Ten. Yes, the Big Ten has taken over the SEC.
I need you to say it.
Crown them, then where's Dave?
Say it.
Yeah, you said if.
I've written it many times.
So
in fact,
do you think they're gonna
the
have
draft
more draft
column is
picks?
coming out tomorrow on USA Today.
So do you think the Big Ten's going to overtake them in draft picks this year?
This year.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Nice.
They got more schools, so it would make sense. Just simple math.
Here we go. You hear that? Look. Now he's talking about
Well, there's
numbers.
like 5 schools in the Big Ten that don't have any draft picks, probably.
Right. Yeah, and thankfully the Pac-12, the Big Ten's version of the Pac-12 will make up for it.
Do you know just how pathetic that sounded, you saying that, by the way? They have 2 more schools in the SEC. 2.
More? That's all I said.
Don't let facts don't care about your feelings, Matt.
I mean, that's absolutely like pathetic what you just said.
No, you're a ditch digger. You're right now just trying to dig a ditch.
I'm not a ditch digger. I'm actually reporting on what's going on the ground. They're getting their ass kicked every which way, okay? I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. And look, I am not the defender
Their
of
own
the
coaches are saying that now.
I'm not the defender of the SEC, but now you've become the defender of the Big Ten. That's the only reason why I have to draw
I'm not. I kind of felt sorry for the Big Ten a couple of years ago when they started to make the turn, and everybody was still saying, "Oh, it's just the Big Ten," and you could see that it was different. And now, oh, by the way, Oregon is going to be really good this year.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And I know they got crushed by Indiana, another Big Ten team.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's different now. If that was the SEC, like if that was Georgia crushing whoever, Oklahoma in the playoff by 30, you'd go, "Oh, that's a tough game for Oklahoma to lose. They'll be much better this year." But the fact that I say Oregon's going to be really good this year, people are going to say, they got crushed by Indiana by 30.
Well, it's not just that. It's they also look like crap against Texas Tech. I mean, they won that game handily, but they didn't look good in that game.
23-0.
And they
what do you want from
in
them?
the regular season?
Yeah,
they played literally one of the top, I would say, 2 defenses in the tournament.
Yeah, and they couldn't.
And they
score
went 23-0. Yes.
Yeah, but they also defensively stood up and kicked tail that day. They just couldn't score a whole lot of
Texas
points.
Tech's defense was really good. Really good.
I'm just saying, if that was supposed to be like quarterback time, there was a reason this kid had to come back to college.
Yeah,
Texas Tech could have 3 first-rounders from that defense.
Hunter, Rodriguez, and
Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. The other thing is that the SEC, when you take a look at their record in the college football playoff this past year, a couple of the losses were to themselves, but you can't get away from. You can't ignore it.
Well, the Big Ten had a couple losses to themselves too.
Right, you can't ignore it 2-5. There's just no getting away from it. And Oregon, obviously, like you're saying, in the Big Ten, lost to another Big Ten school in an eventual champion. But it's what Indiana did to Alabama, as an example. Those are the things that you can't get away from.
But that's because their quarterback got hurt. That's why he needed to do that. It wasn't anything more than that. Ty Simpson got hurt.
That game was well over.
That's why Alabama
they smoked
got
him
crushed.
And I know what you're trying to paint a picture.
No one's actually said that.
So
Matt's trying to say that people say that, but no one has actually said that.
The Alabama people do. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Ask High Tide.
I mean, he got hurt in like the 4th quarter of that game.
No, it was earlier than that. It was much earlier than that, actually. Yeah, it was much earlier than that. But still, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They got annihilated. They got absolutely annihilated. And there's no excuses for it.
It was a wrap. And so that's what they have to. And I think it's foolish if you're any SEC fan to think that there isn't. You shouldn't sound the alarm because it's real, and the NIL has changed the way we.
Of course, it has.
not just view college football, how we experience college football, because teams that you never expected to name anybody that would have named Indiana to win a national championship before the start of the year, even after going 11-0.
I'll give you one closer to home.
Right.
Here's one closer to home. At one point, Georgia, which was, back-to-back national champions, the king of the hill, they blew a 9-point lead to Ole Miss in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
Scared of Miami.
Yes.
Remember what happened, how they got outscored in the fourth quarter?
Yes. That's kind of my point. So it's a different game now. Totally different game.
Pete Golding.
And we wanted Georgia, but that's okay.
We did.
We really did.
Y'all want no part of it.
Yeah, we wanted Carson the revenge.
You did?
Yes.
All I'm saying
What
is
do you mean we didn't?
Gunner Stockton. I was
I was
shaking in my
asking for
boots.
that. Yeah.
You'd have lost by a lot more.
Stop it. We all know
Are
you're
you
ACC
serious?
hater. We know you're ACC hater. So we ain't worried about that. We know that.
They've won, like I always say,
y'all
they
never got the championship
They
game.
win every hypothetical matchup that's ever been played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we got
because they're the boogeyman. That's why.
We got plenty more college hypotheticals to throw at you before the season starts that we will do probably daily, because these are always
They
good.
are where Alabama was, is what they are. That's what Georgia is. They are where Alabama was under Nick.
Yeah, but Nick exited. Kirby ain't.
Not only that, they didn't do as much as Alabama. They haven't done as much as Alabama, but they're still right there. That's where they are.
I was going to say, if you have...
And you know why? It's because the desperate SEC honks are so desperate to hold on to something that now they're just placing Georgia where Alabama was, which is ridiculous.
That's where they were. They were winning.
They were.
Yeah, now
But
not
they're
so
not.
much.
They weren't winning like Nick's Alabama teams. I can tell you that.
Yeah, there's no one like Nick. Okay, we should make sure that we alert everybody. There was nobody like Nick in the Big Ten or the ACC or the Big 12 or then the Pac-12, any of them. So just to put Georgia up against them.
Do we preface this pre-NIL?
Yes, that's a great point. That's
new
actually
era.
a great point. That's back when Alabama dominated, back when only a few teams could pay. Right now, everybody can pay.
Oh, it's not could. It's they did.
No, could.
Did.
Well, some actually decided not to cheat and to actually play by the rules, and others just decided there are no rules for thee.
He is a. Am I talking to Kevin? What was his name? Kevin Warren? Holy cow! This is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Top salespeople don't rely on talent. They follow a system. At Sandler Sales Jacksonville Boot Camp, you'll learn how to control conversations, handle objections, and close with confidence. Matt Rocco with Sandler Sales here. We can help. There's a 2-day sales boot camp in Jacksonville, May 13th and 14th. We'll show you how to increase performance or that of your team. Call 904-646-1900. That's 904-646-1900 to reserve your seat today.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 1-month-only sale event. Buy one replacement window or door and get the second 40% off. Plus, enjoy 0 down, no payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. It's the perfect time to upgrade with windows engineered for strength, beauty, and energy-efficient performance. Designed for Florida's unique climate, our acclaimed impact windows help keep your home cooler, quieter, and more comfortable. Offer ends April 30th. Restrictions apply. Schedule your free consultation at bestwindowsflorida.com. License CGC 1527613.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Pages in your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch. The Weekend Rewind, brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
What happened this weekend?
The Braves keep it rolling.
Baseball forever. Tom Smith, fly ball, right field, well hit, and gone! Two-run homer, Tom Smith.
Nuggets win streak continues as season ends.
Roddy puts it up, no. Roddy puts it in, yes! Stripped, Pickett, Roddy's got it. Look out below. And Bruce Brown puts it through.
Gator spring game.
Pretty cool to see it out there, and let's hope Trammell has a big influence on the team this year. That's a pretty good throw right there.
And he throws a big bomb down the left side. There's a flag down back near the line of scrimmage, but a touchdown catch of the moment for Singleton. It's a 38-yard touchdown strike.
Rory does it again. Quick in the second half.
That's not a good line. How about this? The roars of Augusta, alive and well for Rory McIlroy.
Roars around Augusta for Rory McIlroy as he wins his second green jacket. Whenever the chairman is putting on your green jacket, that's a good thing. That means you've won it 2 times in a row. The Weekend Rewind, Cycles of Jacksonville. If you had a lousy weekend, you want to rewind it, head on over there. They're on Atlantic near Regency, and you can find all sorts of fun. Speaking of fun,
now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Helmets and Heels getting ready to roll. Lauren Brooks joins us now. Fun to watch Rory repeat.
It was fun. Yeah, none of us picked Rory.
Yeah.
We had the option of 3 golfers each, and none of us picked him.
I don't think any of us picked him either.
Well, good. I feel better when it comes to that. But yeah, speaking of fun, went down to Gainesville on Saturday for the Orange and Blue game and had a blast.
So the quarterback position or battle.
Yeah, it's definitely a battle.
What side are you on?
I mean, I would take for the here and now, I'd take Trammell Jones Jr. I liked more of what I saw out of him. It doesn't help when you're seeing the interceptions right in front of you from Philo, but overall, it was a good day. I mean, you can't tell that much, but I at least appreciated that Summerall wants them physical and tackling. And hey, at least Florida had a spring game.
Yeah, as Leon said, what did he say? They said that fat.
Oh, yeah, he called the O-line fat.
Yeah.
They get in shape. I like that.
Take it all day. What's coming
We
up?
need to get them in shape, is right. Yeah, we'll talk college football. We'll talk Jaguars. We'll talk golf, all the things.
All right,
Talk
sounds
baseball.
good.
So much to discuss.
All right. We will be listening.
All right. Thank you.
Helmets and Heels coming up next. But yeah, that's it. Simple as that. Create competition, get them going in a direction that they need to go to actually win some ball games. Matt had some ammo earlier about those Florida Gators that I'm sure we will get into tomorrow. But for now,
Got some ammo for Leon and JJ too about their stadium.
Oh yeah,
for tomorrow too.
Big Surge, thanks for lunch. And even though you and JJ, are you going to coin flip on the?
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Me and Leon have tied for the loser bet.
Okay.
Who has to pay for lunch?
Well, since Leon buys lunch all the time,
it looks like I'll probably have to do it.
All right.
But it's just fine with me. Tony D's, I'll be coming by tomorrow morning.
All right. You guys
Be
are
ready.
You're both good men. All right,
Thank
we're
you.
done. Mokama Beer Company Monday. Helmets and Heels coming up next.